What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be taking down Intensifying Fight Stage number 9 here. So to glance at the missions, same thing as usual. They are restricting us to a category, so we've got to use movie bosses characters here. And then they also want us to defeat Gogeta in Stage 9. So let's go ahead and check out the info and see what they talk about with the parameter for making Gogeta appear. So the effective category is movie bosses. And then, let's see, whether you have defeated the enemy by dealing damage that exceeds a certain value within 6 charges in Phase 1. Okay, that will determine the enemy that shows up. So basically, we want to do a lot of damage, as much as possible. I heard little whispers among the community that number is around 10 million that we need to deal in the 2 turns that we have there. So this is the team that we put together. There honestly aren't that many really hard-hitting movie boss characters, especially not ones that I would like run if just in case this event actually, claps back and hits us hard. So this is the team that I'm working with. I'm hoping it's going to be enough, but I guess all we can really do is jump in and see. So yeah, the difficulty is we literally have 2 turns, so whoever's in slot 7 just doesn't get to attack at all, and it looks like one of the new Friezas is gonna be there. I'm not 100% sure how hard this brand new Easy Aid Golden Frieza hits. Oh, there's also no attacks against us to be able to stack Janemba at all. Yeah, this is already a bit of a pickle, isn't it? Okay, I guess let's just go ahead and put Frieza in the first slot. We'll try and save these Rainbow Orbs for Janemba so we can get his support going. Yeah, that should work fine. And then we'll try this. Okay, so let's see how much damage we end up doing here. Okay, so he's got a 10 million attack stat. That's not insanely different from what he was doing pre-Easy A, to be honest. Oh, the crit actually helped out there, though. Okay, so we did do 15 mil. Wow, that's really, really cheeky. Okay, so I didn't even realize we weren't going to get multiple attacks to do that. That this enemy was just going to die in one shot like that. But okay, we were able to get enough damage done, I guess. I suppose just being on the brand new leader skill helped out, right? Because we were on the double 230%. Okay. Alright, well, I guess it's kind of GG already at this point, right? We can just launch the active skill right away. Get that target skill mechanic up. Obviously, there's no way this Frieza is going to get KO'd by anything, and then we'll throw him 3rd slot. That way he can get hit by multiple attacks and stack his attack a little bit before he dishes out any hits. And then I suppose if the enemy lives this turn, we can just do the exact same thing again on the next rotation. And then we'll be good to go. Yeah, it is kind of wild. They've made these, the last couple intensifying fight stages have not been that difficult. There were a couple of them in the middle there that were, like, really, really tough, but it seems like these ones are a little bit easier. I mean, I say that, but it looks like this guy has a lot of damage reduction. So he might actually be in this fight for a minute. But if it doesn't hit really hard, then it doesn't matter. It's just going to be time-consuming, but it won't necessarily be threatening if all of our units are able to tank the supers and stuff in here, right? So yeah, I guess we're going to have to wait a minute and see how hard this guy actually hits. But again, it's going to take a couple of turns to find that out, because with this target skill mechanic up, there's no way he's damaging us at all. Okay, and we get about a 30 million attack stat there. With the friend units, not bad. No critical hit, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. With the crits, we can almost do a whole bar with a 30 million attack stat, so that's not terrible. Okay, yeah, so I guess because we floated the other Frieza, we can just rinse and repeat here. Do the same thing. And then, since we're going to activate the target skill, we'll keep the Friezas together. We're kind of good here. Like, every single one of these units can tank and stuff, so it's not going to really be an issue. The problem is we can't get the Rainbow Orbs for Janemba. I want to make sure to at least get the Type Orbs that he needs, though, for the support. I guess the Rainbow Orbs aren't super important, because they just give him, like, the damage reduction, which he doesn't really need on this turn, since he's not going to be receiving any attacks. Yeah, this should be fine. This actually works out really well. I just now realizing there is some solid synergy between the new Golden Frieza Gogeta and Fat Janemba, right? Because post EZA, this Janemba, he now has a damage reduction that you lose each time you get hit, right? So I think like your first 6 hits are gonna lower his damage reduction by like 10%, something like that. And then obviously it aligns up perfectly with when you're allowed to transform. So that's the whole idea, is you get hit a few times, and then once the damage reduction's gone, then you just transform. So you don't need it anymore. But for really long form content, it's nice to be able to have his tanking ability a little bit longer. So something that we actually could depend on is using this active skill to prevent him taking those hits so that he can last in his base form a little bit longer. Because, you know, the one downside is that once you transform with that Janemba, he loses his support. So if you're trying to be supportive to the other units on rotation, then that can actually be problematic for you. So, wow, that was a massive attack right there. 72 mil. And this is from mine, which is the 55%, versus the friend unit that was rainbowed. Wow, that was pretty impressive stuff to see. But yeah, so you could do it that way with Janemba, or you know, obviously you could do it the other way around, where you let Janemba get hit early on the first couple of turns, but then the next turn when you like would transform, instead of using the transformation because he won't tank well enough, then you can just use the Golden Frieza active, keep him safe for that one last turn, and then you know, and then transform one turn later. That way you would still have the support up for the Golden Frieza active turn. So yeah, they are kind of, probably, aside from like the Broly units, probably the best, as far as synergy goes, the best rotation you could run on a Movie Boss's team right now. That's obviously discounting their, you know, links and things like that, but because obviously there's better matchups that you could do. They're not like best friend partners or anything. But yeah, simply as far as their passive skills, I think they have some pretty good synergy. So, kind of interesting. But there we go. We were able to clear through that stage pretty easily. Like I said, they haven't been making these very tough lately. You know, and historically down to stage 1, they haven't been like, you know, super boss fights that are loaded up with insane amounts of stats and things like that. But the parameters to actually get that mission clear of, you know, facing off against whatever specific boss it wants you to try to spawn, sometimes they have been pretty difficult missions, but this time around it didn't seem like getting that 10 million number was too tough for us. Seems like one critical hit from a modern unit and you're going to be business. So I suppose it could be something you might have to run a couple of times, just because, you know, if you don't get lucky with your slot or your turn 1 rotations, you don't have any unit on there that could possibly deal that damage, then you might be in trouble. But shouldn't be too hard. You know, I feel like everybody can do this, because even if you don't have a good Movie Bosses team yourself, you know, as long as you have that friend lead of the brand new Golden Frieza Gogeta, then they can probably get that 10 million, you know, by themselves. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and finish it up here. That was Intensifying Fight Stage 9. Hopefully you guys enjoyed or found that informational. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and finish it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.